Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome. I'm sorry I'm a couple minutes late. Right before I was going to get on the live, I got a phone call. So I wanted to take that phone call really quick because it was the dentist. So it is Monday morning. We're doing a live in the morning time. I love it. We're going to see how it goes. I mean, if we have just as many people that come in the mornings as we do in the evenings, we could always alternate. That way you guys don't get sick of looking at my face every night. You can see me during the day. So if you are new to the channel, I'm Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. I'm going to have my camera off today just because I've been running around like a crazy woman this morning. But normally you can see me. But welcome in, everybody. And if you're watching on a replay, just hashtag replay for me in the comments below. And if you guys don't mind just taking a second to hit the like button, maybe we'll get this video out into the algorithm. More people will see it. Teresa, she's off today, so I'm lucky to be here now. Are you off on Mondays normally? And I saw Cindy was in here and Sergeant George. We got like a different group kind of. Wiss and Otto, back on my BS in here. Harlow, I saw Harlow was in here. I was like, oh, she's a morning gal. And Lily, I saw Steve. Man, we got some morning people. And then I know Jan, she said she was here, but she's going to be working today. So she works during the daytime. And this is in Arizona. Yes, Wiss. We've had so many different cases coming out of Arizona, it seems like. Just kind of strange. But I was going to say something else about another case out of Arizona. Not Chelsea Graham. It was something else. No, I can't remember. That's okay. But we're going to be talking about a new case. Actually, Jan brought it to my attention on our live. So a few nights ago. So we're going to be talking about 16-year-old, oh my Lordy, Preston Lord. He is from Arizona area. Well, he was. I'm going to give you guys the backstory as much as I can, because there's not a whole lot of information out there, but we will dig into what we can dig into. And then I'll give you guys a timeline and just tell you kind of what happened with this little boy and, what's going on now. It's extremely, extremely sad. And this happened on Halloween. So I kind of made it look a little bit like spookier, I guess you would say. Let me put this up really quick though, and we'll go over this. So this is going to be the missing person flyer. Not missing person, seeking information flyer. I'm used to more of a missing person when it comes to somebody this young, So when Jan showed me this the other night or told me about this, I saw this flyer. I think she sent it to me actually. And that picture in the middle where he's like, you can see his eyes, he's just looking up at you. I don't know, just something made me really want to cover this case. There's just something about this little boy. I can't stop thinking about it. So he went to a party on Halloween. Just going to give you like a little rough, draft of what's going on. And then we'll go through the whole timeline. But he was at a party and he was beat to death, basically. So he is a homicide victim in the Queen Creek area of Arizona. And there is a reward now because the FBI has stepped in. So I'll read over this flyer and then we're going to get right into it. This is just so sad. It says the FBI is offering a reward up to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest and or conviction of the individual or individuals responsible for the death of Preston Lord. The FBI's Phoenix Field Office and the Queen Creek Police Department in Arizona are seeking the public's assistance regarding the assault and death of Preston Lord. On October 28, 2023, 16-year-old Preston Lord was assaulted on the street in the area of 194th Street and Via del Rancho, Queen Creek, Arizona. He died from his injuries on October 30th, 2023. Investigators are seeking anyone with photographs or videos from or near the incident to submit them to the FBI. And I wanted to actually get on Google Maps and see if I could find that area. And I forgot to do that earlier. That was the one thing I forgot to do. It says 194th Street. Queen Creek. And let's see. So I guess we just do like directions maybe. If I can't get it to pull up, then I'll do it while we watch this little video. I was trying to get like an address, but it's not really showing me because they put it like a proximity. I just was wondering how many houses were around because I think this was a housing development, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm wondering why neighbors didn't come out when they heard the scuffle, because they are our neighbors that come forward and say that they were taking care of the kids. So, which is crazy. So here's my I got like this little presentation for you. So, let's see if I can get it to pull up. There we go. So this is just what happened to Preston Lord, beaten to death after attending a Halloween party. And then I forgot to take this off, but that's okay. So don't worry about that right there. But it says a 16-year-old boy died after he was attacked at a Halloween party in Arizona, according to police. The alleged assault happened at a home in Queen Creek on Saturday night. And the party was on October 28th because Halloween fell on like, what was it, like a Monday or something this year? Or what day was that on? Let me check because I can't do the math in my head, you know. It's too early. It's too early. So the party was on the 28th, which was a Saturday. Tuesday would have been Halloween, and he ends up passing away on that Monday. So Preston Lord, who's 16, died on Monday at Phoenix Children's Hospital 2 days after the party. Now, can you imagine I don't know if he was leaving the party. It seems like, and we'll get to that. It seems like the father of the person that was having the party kind of kicked everybody out. So I'm assuming, you know, a group of kids are all rolling out at the same time. And that's when all of this happened. There's not a lot of news agencies that are covering it, which I'm surprised. I mean, there are like out in Arizona, and I haven't really seen anything on YouTube. So I'm hoping that we get more information. And they said they'll be coming out with more information as soon as they get it. But he was a junior at Combs High School, and he played on the varsity basketball team. Queens Creek police said they were called to the home for a disturbance call just after 9 p.m. Saturday. However, no crime was found. Officers left to respond to another call before being called back to the Halloween party for a new report of an assault. And I believe that they said that this was their first homicide in this town, like ever. Like the first time they've ever worked one. And that's crazy. I've never even heard of that. I mean, usually, you know, it's just kind of crazy. Yeah. See, and how long after? Yeah, I'm wondering how long after too. It didn't say, but I'm thinking it was directly like right after right after everyone got kicked out. Because it happened right in front of their house, the party goer's house. So it's not like they all, you know how kids will like congregate, like they'll go to like a parking lot, like say Burger King or something, and all the cars will like, you know, pull in there and they'll all like hang out. It's not like they left and went to a secondary location as far as I know. But when first responders arrived, they found Lord injured and lying on the road. Life-saving measures were attempted and Lord was rushed to the hospital. Lord's aunt told KTVK that the teen was attacked and his heart stopped. She also said he suffered a severe brain injury. So to me, that means I feel like he was kicked or something for a brain injury. I mean, I know that you could be hit and that could be causing a brain injury, but I feel like, or him hitting the ground, like for it to be like a severe brain injury like that, I don't know. I think that there was more than one individual involved. I think that this was multiple individuals and Preston was alone. That's what I'm picking up. But it says police said between 100 and 200 people were at the party and adults were inside the home. The homeowner where the party took place, who did not want to be named, told a news station that his daughter's party got out of hand and he kicked everyone out within 2 hours. Okay, so when the first 100 people rolled in, because it says 100, between 100 and 200. Okay, let's just say this. After the first 20 people rolled in, that's a lot of people in one house. 20 people. Imagine your family coming over, you know? got a big family, 20 people. How many people? I mean, how much longer? You waited 2 hours. Within 2 hours, you kicked them out. Like, I don't know. To me, as a parent, I would be like, okay, there's 20 people in my house. That's a lot. Okay, now there's 40 people in my house. That's wet. I mean, that's a lot. Now there's 60. Now there's 80. Now, when do you say that's enough? Like, I would have said that's enough at 20. I would have been like, sweetie, how many people did you invite over? I can't feed and give you all beverages. Like, and the homeowner had to have known there was drinking at that party. If there was that many kids running around, there's no way they were all sneaking it, because kids aren't smart. They can't keep secrets. They would have been drinking out in the open. I feel so bad for this little boy's parents. I mean, I hope that they sue the pants off the house, the people that own the house at the party. I mean, I hope everyone gets in trouble, because this is terrible. He said it was just supposed to be her friends. Just turned out to be a lot of people that were not invited, who ended up showing up to the party. He said his daughter did not go to school with Lord and did not know him. My daughter did not know more than half the people who ended up showing up to our house. It was not meant to be an open party, he said. It's like, when did you decided to put your foot down 2 hours after you had between 100 and 200 kids in your house? You let them party for 2 hours before you said you had enough. I think what it was, I'm going to tell you right now what it was. He was ready to go to bed. The dad was ready to go to bed. And that's when he said, okay, quiet time. Kids got to go. If you're letting up between 100 and 200 kids party in your house, and then you're not kicking them out as an adult, or calling parents, or taking alcohol away, or, my mom and dad, my mom would have been feeding everybody if that was my parents. She'd have been like, don't drink. It's not good for you. She'd have been giving the lecture, and then she'd be feeding them as she's doing it, calling their parents to come pick them up. And my dad would have been just kicking ass, taking names later, giving everybody a lecture. But this guy just kind of seemed like he was, okay, yeah, have some friends over. Oh yeah, you have a lot of friends, honey. Oh yeah, tons of friends. One neighbor came out and said, and her name was Jenna, and I cannot pronounce her last name, but she said that students from multiple area high schools showed up at the party, open containers, alcohol drinking. I had teenagers puking in my front yard. We were taking care of them. See how that works? You take care of them. You don't just kick them out. Now police are looking for the persons responsible for attacking Lord. No arrests have been made. And that's the thing too. Like, if you know that these kids are drinking, and then you tell them just to leave. Yeah, Jan, KR vibes. Yeah. That's what I was just thinking right when I said that. Like, you tell them to leave, and then they go and they are drinking, and they get behind the wheel of a vehicle. Like, come on. Take their cell phones. Call mom. Everybody has mom in their cell phone. That's what I would have done. Nobody's ever going to want to party with my kids. If I have some kids, they're going to be like, we know how your mom is. Yes, Margot. Yeah. I would have called the police in. I probably would have, just because, if you have 100 or 200 kids, this is like a residential area. It's not like, I grew up where you could fit 100 to 200 kids in a backyard somewhere out in the country. But they were driving, yeah, I would say. 16 years old, you got your license when you're 16. I got mine when I was 18, but a lot of kids get it at 16. Yeah, Debbie, yeah, I'm wondering if they would have left and they would have been drinking and driving. That's a lot of kids to be having. Just think about, like, if you're breaking up a party, and let's just say your 20 kids are leaving and they've all been drinking. That's 20 vehicles on the road at once, extra, on top of the people that are already drinking and driving, that are out there drinking and driving. They could hurt another person. They could hurt themselves. Oh, it's so sad. Yeah, he didn't have their parents come pick him up. Yeah, back on my BS. And I bet you that they would have been more than happy to come pick their kids up. Officials are also awaiting additional information from the Maricopa County Medical Examiner's Office. And now I don't know, maybe you guys will know because you guys have been on YouTube probably as much as me. I don't know, since he's a minor, if I can do like a FOIA or if I can get like an autopsy report. Just a report is all I would want, just so we could read through it. But I think I'm going to give it a try. So they're waiting, but they're still waiting on the reports from the autopsy, sounds like. Benjamin Taylor, a Phoenix attorney who is not involved in the case, said whoever attacked Lord could face murder charges and life in prison, no matter their age. Taylor said if others were participating in the attack or cheering it on, they could be charged with conspiracy to commit murder. I hope those kids all heard this guy. And although the attack reportedly happened outside the home, Taylor said the homeowners could end up with criminal charges. The homeowner could be found criminally liable for child abuse, neglect, and for the fact the kids are in his house and someone got assaulted. The homeowner could be an accomplice to this also. So, yeah, they could be getting into a lot of trouble. And they should. I mean, you have it reminds me of Scotty Morris. Not Scotty Morris. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. Not Scotty Morris. That was the little boy that ran away. What was his name? Oh gosh, guys, help me out. He was the boy that got I don't even know how to explain it without like going into gross details. But they tied him up. Remember Trent. I can't remember his last name. But that was his first name, Trent. The boy, they like tied him up. They threw like condiments on him and they like their feces and urinated on him. And they hurt him so bad when he was drunk. They got him like intoxicated and they forced alcohol down his throat and like prescription pills, I think, or something. Now I wonder how he is doing, you know? Is it Hembrick? Trenton Hembrick? Yeah, Margo. I can't think of the last name. I wonder if I typed it in my search bar. Oh, it doesn't come up anymore. Now I'm gonna have to look through my videos here today. Yeah, I remember. I can't think of his last name, but I hope he's doing okay because I think about those, those kids and stuff, and I hope that they're doing okay. So I did do like a timeline because I was trying to find a timeline to begin. Oh, I didn't go to the beginning of this. We're gonna go all the way back. Oops. I couldn't find a timeline for this case really, and I was like, okay, I want something to kind of go off of. So I kind of put this one together, and I forgot to take those little dots off. So Saturday, October 28th, at 9:07, that's when the police department's non-emergency, the Queen City Police Department non-emergency line receives a call. Hold on one second. Queen Creek, not Queen City. Sorry. They receive a call involving juveniles near 194th and Via del Oro. Oh, that's probably because I thought that said something else. I looked it up wrong. Let me see if I could do that. I'll do that here in a minute. That's why. Actually, sorry guys. I'm going to do it right now so I don't forget. I thought that said something else. Oh yeah, that's a lot closer. Okay. Might be able to get us closer to the proximity of where this happened. So at 9:49, so at 9:07 they come out, and then it says teens were seen leaving the area, but no illegal activity was observed, and officers were diverted to another call. Now I wonder what the call was that was so important that it took 2 officers to go. That I don't know. And it says here at 9:49 p.m., Queen Creek Police Department receives a 911 call about an assault in the area of 194th Street Via del Rancho. That's what I put in. Okay. Officers arrived 3 minutes and found a teen lying in the roadway. They administered life-saving efforts until paramedics arrived and took him to the hospital. Okay, so so 9:07, the cops are called, and the juveniles are near 194 Via del Oro. I'm gonna have to look this up on the maps. And then I won't do it right now though. But then they come back and it looks like there was an assault, but it was down the road on a 194th Street via Del Rancho. So that's what I'm like. See, this is Del Oro and then Del Rancho. So I'm wondering if they did move. But they said they found him in the middle of the roadway. I mean, this is weird. Would someone have put him in a car, drove him down the road, and then took him out of the car? Or is this I wonder if this is like not a typo from me, but a typo from, because I'm going to show you this. Okay. Share this tab instead. So 194th Street and Del East via Del Oro is here. And then Del Rancho is over here. Like over by Amy K. Bakes. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse or not. I don't think you can, but. Well, this is Del Rancho too, right here. So I guess he could have been right here. Well, that's a weird road. Okay, we'll have to look into that. That's strange. Where were we at? We were here. Okay. So then on October 30th, 2 days later, he passed away. And that's devastating. 2 days later, I mean, he was trying to hold on. October 31st, the Queen Creek Police Department announced that officers were investigating the teen's death and that they were awaiting findings from the Maricopa County Medical Examiner's Office. Police also requested surveillance and doorbell camera video from a half-mile radius of the area between the hours of 6 and 10 p.m. on October 28th. Residents with video or other information are asked to call 408-358-3500 or email ocpdinvestigators@queencreekarizona.gov. On the 1st of November, police announced the teen's death is now being investigated as a homicide and that the officers are working several leads. One of these kids are going to talk. Someone's going to talk. Oh, you can? Okay, you can see my mouse. Okay. And then it says here they're working it as a homicide and they're working several leads. Queen City Police Department Chief Randy Bryce and Commander Mark Newman also dispelled online rumors claiming that officers were already at the party when the attack occurred. Oh yeah, Kendrick. No, that's his name, Kendrick. He got rolled up in the gym mat, and is it Johnson? I think that's what it is, Kendrick Johnson. Yeah, that's who it is. Yep. That's an interesting one. I mean, like there's something weird there. A kid, that doesn't happen. That's a crazy one. And so on November 6th, the police provided a brief update on the investigation, calling it complex and far-reaching due to the amount of people involved, while stressing that no arrest had been made. Now, I'm wondering if they're just waiting on someone to talk, or if they have like a pretty good understanding of who did it, and they're just trying to find the main aggressor and then charge them. I'm not sure, but oh yeah, West, yeah, definitely homicide for sure. Police, and then on November 8th, police said several search warrants have been executed as investigators work towards an arrest. Okay, this is the 9th. So, okay, on November 9th, Preston Lord's classmates and friends held a candlelight vigil at Combs High School in Santan Valley. I wonder how far that is from where he was at the party at. November 14th, the police announced that multiple persons of interest have been identified in Lord's death. Chief Bryce said the department had several hundreds of tips and that the investigation has included extensive interviews, warrants, and court orders. The FBI's Phoenix field office joined the investigation and offered a $10,000 reward for information leading to the suspect or suspects. Anyone with photos, video, or other information is asked to visit fbi.gov Preston Lord, or call the FBI's toll-free tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI, which is 225-5324. So then on November 16th, a group of Queen Creek residents distributed light up the night signs, which instructs families to light a candle until Thanksgiving Day for Lord, his family, and the safety of all kids. The police department confirms that no one has been arrested and that significant progress has been made in the investigation. And then on November 28th, the community members are hosting a Light of the Night community walk to mark 1 month since Lord was beaten. So he was, I mean, they're not saying that, you know, there was an instrument used. It looks like it was just he was beat to death. And I did have a video here. It's just going to give us like a little bit of everything that's kind of going on. Hey, DM. Hey, Yankee Kyle. Welcome on in, guys. And thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate it. Let me share this here with you guys, and we'll play this video, and then we'll talk about it a little bit.
Welcome back. We continue to follow the case of a teenager who died after a Halloween party in Queen Creek. There are still no arrests after the death of 16-year-old Preston Lord. Police have identified multiple persons of interest and gotten hundreds of tips, and they have a large amount of evidence to sort through before making an arrest. And now the FBI is involved. Joining me for a legal deep dive, once again, criminal defense attorney Hector Diaz with Diaz Law. Okay, it's been about a month now since his death. As we had said earlier, multiple persons of interest, a lot of tips. What are they looking for now if they already have some people that they're looking at?
So in order to arrest somebody or in order to charge somebody, there has to be a certain level of evidence, right? And we call it probable cause in order to formally charge somebody. And so here, you know, I'm certain that, you know, the law enforcement, that they want to get all of this information compiled. They don't want to make mistakes, and they want to make sure that they have probable cause when they take that case and present it over to the county attorney and say, here is the suspect, here's who did it.
Yes,
right?
Because as we've seen before, if they don't have enough evidence and they take it to the county attorney's office, the attorney's office may kick it back to local police.
We've seen that a lot. Yeah, we've seen that a lot. And the county attorney has a responsibility also in making sure, hey, we're not going to charge anything where we also, after reviewing it, believe that probable cause doesn't exist. So go back and continue your investigation. So I think Queen Creek, and other associated law enforcement agencies helping, they want to get it right.
Right. So the FBI is now involved. Why do they need to help a local police department?
So, a lot of times when we think FBI, we see them on TV, we think federal offense. They're investigating some, really high profile white collar related offense. And that's not really true. They work on various task force with local law enforcement, and local law enforcement welcome that help because they recognize that the FBI and the, other agencies, the DEA, these other federal law enforcement agencies, they come with a wide array of investigative tools that local law enforcement don't have. So in this case, they may be looking at cell phone evidence. They may be looking at computer evidence, and the FBI is going to have a bit more in terms of forensic experience and forensic tools to really look at that information and compile it quickly for Queen Creek.
All right, Hector, thank you.
Okay, yeah, so they did request all like video cameras. What was it? It was all video, like Ring doorbell and all of that, like surveillance. They requested it for like a certain amount of houses between the hours of 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. So that makes me think this happened kind of earlier in the evening, like where people are awake, So either everybody was awake and there was just so much noise going on in these neighborhoods that nobody heard a fight. Because, normally when you get into a fight with somebody when you're 16, like, I don't know how it escalates to this, but when you get into like an argument or a fight with somebody when you're that age, a lot of arguing happens first before anybody really throws a blow. You know what I mean? Unless you're just badass and you just go right in for it. But, normally there's yelling and stuff going on. A bunch of kids are going to be around. To me, that's what I picture. So I'm just surprised nobody heard this. there's nobody, no parents heard this, or neighbors or anything, So they're saying that they made significant progress. I'm not going to read through all of this because we already know all this, but it says, that the teens were drinking and throwing up in her front yard. There's no arrest yet made, but they have a $10,000 reward out for information leading to an arrest. It says the police have received hundreds of tips, 21 of which have come through the FBI's tip line. Now, those 21 I'd like to hear. I'd like to hear that. But I'll play this little video here for us. And it's just them walking in honor of Preston. The town is, the town's outraged. They want justice for this boy.
As a mom of two boys, it really hits home. In 16-year-old Preston Lord's death, more than 100 people gathered in Queen Creek Tuesday night wearing Preston's favorite color, orange, while holding onto candles and onto hope justice will be served.
No one worries alone, and that silence doesn't keep anyone safe, and we have to continue to stick together to keep our communities safe.
The Combs High School junior, part of the basketball and golf team, was brutally beaten 1 month ago tonight after a Halloween party in a Queen Creek neighborhood. He was taken to a hospital where he died 2 days later.
Heartsick for the family, definitely. I can't imagine what they're going through. And so we just wanted to be here to show love and support.
Preston's death marks the newly formed Queen Creek's Police Department's first murder investigation. Detectives say they've received hundreds of tips and have the FBI offering its resources. There are multiple persons of interest, yet no arrests.
We're headed into the most beautiful holiday ever, and he won't be at the table, and no family should ever go through this.
At the end of the walk, they all formed a circle at the police department and listened to Preston's aunt, Melissa Lord.
It's been a month since our family got a call that would change our lives forever.
With Preston's dad and sister embracing near her, Melissa added they not only won an arrest, but a conviction. And if you know anything that could help in this case, give police a call. The FBI is also offering up to a $10,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest. Reporting live in Queen Creek, Casey Torres, Arizona's Family.
Casey, thank you.
That's just so sad. That's just really sad, I mean, that poor kid, there's nothing that you could possibly do to, warrant that. Beating somebody to death. I mean, what did this little boy do? I mean, nothing. So this is their GoFundMe. They've raised a lot of money, which I'm really, really excited about for their family. So they want this to go towards a funeral. You should never have to bury your child, and planning a funeral is hard enough. But knowing that you have to pay for said funeral, something that you don't even want, is even harder. It really is. It's the worst. It's the worst. I just hate it. But I know that where when my dad, went through that, when I had to bury my father. I didn't bury my mom. She was cremated. But when I had to bury my father, the funeral home that I went to, and I hope they're all like this, but they never asked me for a payment, not one time ever. Not one time. Did they ever talk about money, payment, or anything the whole time? So I hope that, they're all kind of like that. They're probably not, but So this is him here. He must have been a Seahawks fan. And we'll read this here. It says, "My name is Melissa and I'm Preston's auntie." So I don't think his mom was in his life. I'm not sure if she just wasn't in his life or if she maybe passed away. That's something I'm not sure about. But it is incredibly rare. I couldn't believe they actually didn't ask me for anything. They were just so nice. And it says, "First, thank you from the entire Lord family for all of the prayers, messages, and love everyone has been sending." And I bet you if his mom's not in his life, Preston's auntie she's probably the one that, he probably looked up to her as a mom figure. It is impossible to get back to everyone, but please know the messages are all read and mean so much. While we can't begin to fathom why something like this would happen to Preston, we know and see each day how much he is loved and the impact he has on so many. Preston was assaulted Saturday night at a Halloween party. His heart stopped and CPR was performed by kids at the party who stepped in to attempt to save Preston's life until emergency personnel arrived. Now, whoever those kids were, wow. I couldn't imagine being a young kid and seeing that. And then to jump in and help. That's nice that whoever did that, I don't know if it was the same kids that were beating on him, but I mean, whoever stepped in and tried to attempt to save his life, that's noble. It says they were able to restart Preston's heart and he was taken to Chandler Regional Hospital. He was then transferred to Phoenix Children's in extremely critical condition with a severe brain injury. We know so many have been asking how they can help or what they can possibly do. We hope this site will be able to update everyone in a place people can post messages we will be reading to Preston. Please keep sending prayers and love to Nick, Autumn, and Tatum. Thank you for loving Preston and for your support, the Lord family. And that has an update. Our sweet Preston passed away this afternoon, surrounded by those that love and are going to miss him so much. We have no words for the support and love we have been shown. Thank you for loving us and our boy. And then 11:03 was Preston's service. It's the service information. So the viewing, and then they had the memorial service, and then they had a graveside burial reception. Oh, man. Oh, these are on different days? Oh, yeah, they usually do the viewing the day before. Okay. Oh, wow. Updates. Let me see if there's anything. This is right here. So, okay. It says share in your networks. Tuesday, November 28th, 2023 marks 1 month since several teenage boys brutally attacked Preston Lord, leading to the loss of his young, vibrant, and precious life. Unfortunately, the assailants have not come forward to stand in their truth and to take responsibility for their actions. No arrests have been made as of today. As a community, we will be walking Tuesday night at 6 p.m. as we light the night to honor Preston, condemn this act of violence and those attacks prior to Preston, and to ensure the local law enforcement and the FBI knows we as parents and communities support their thorough investigation. There's a saying I use often that says, the truth has legs, and when everything else in the room blows up and dissolves away, it still stands. So it always best to start there. To those who did this, this town will not stand for cowardice or violence. Come forward and give our student community and the Lord family a path of healing and peace they so deserve. Walk details are at 6 p.m. To start, meet at ALL. I won't read all that, but the mile is a 2.5 or 2.1 mile walk. Oh, it's a long walk. I mean, that's a nice walk. It says, join us. Please wear comfortable shoes, reflective gear, orange shirts, glow necklaces, and flashlights. And let me see. Okay. So that's, man, so young. So young. Hey, Cindy, welcome in. Yeah. I mean, like, very young. That's just like, 15, he didn't even get to experience life. I hope he got to experience a lot within his age, but I just couldn't imagine being his dad, or if he has his mom and dad, his parents. But from the video, it looked like his sister and his dad were hugging, and I didn't see any women around him. So I'm assuming that his mom isn't in the picture, but that I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and play this little video here, and we'll end the live on after we watch this. But it's remembering Preston Lord, and it was from their candlelight vigil. And I just paused it at a good part that I thought would be nice to hear, because it was from his golf team, I believe, and they're going to tell like stories about Preston and stuff. So I'll play this here for us. If you guys don't mind just taking a second to hit the like button if you haven't already, and I appreciate you guys being here. He looks so little. Just kids.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out and just seeing how Preston impacted everyone. And I know it's pretty cliche, but I don't really know where to start when it comes to Preston. We got close last year, but this year we got even closer with golf. It was last year, in Mr. Testis, he brought up doing golf. I told him how I played with my grandfather, and pretty much said, if you do it, I will. And so from then on, we were going to play. We went out a few times over the summer, but I was pretty nervous about it all and wanting him to back out so I could. But yeah, that didn't happen. I'm glad because of all the memories. I ended up telling him the first week of golf how I wanted to back out, and he told me he was just waiting for me. So, but he was the best passenger princess ever. I'd pick him up every day. We'd go play some ridiculous music because he said he needed to, quote, lock in chat. And off the golf we'd go putt and chip for the first, and we'd always joke with Stetson and Thomas about how Larson was late for his own practices. We'd go play a few holes there for a while. I don't know about anyone else, but I know for certain that he pushed me to be better. It was kind of the playful and harmless trash talk, wanting to one-up each other that was always there between me and him. But no matter, through all that, love stayed constant. I think my favorite memory with him from golf, other than all the car rides to and from practice, was we had a match at this course called Springfield. It was the fourth hole was a short par 3. I was up on him by a few strokes. He missed the green. When me and the other guy were playing, we both hit it. Like I said earlier, there was a lot of trash talk. Of course, I'm talking my stuff to him. And he pulled out his trademark line. He pointed his club at us and said, hey, catch me on the court. None of y'all can guard me, okay? He then proceeded to have a comeback and kicked my butt. He ended up beating him by like two or three strokes, and he made sure to let it be known on the way home. And at Wendy's, Preston was one of the nicest, most funny, genuine people I've ever been blessed to meet. Everyone who knows him knows that if he really needed it, he was always there when you wanted to talk and gave half-decent advice. And it wasn't ever awkward because he had the best sense of humor and knew how to diffuse the situation in a respectful way every time. I don't think there was ever a time I went with him where I wasn't smiling or laughing. I'm so lucky that I had him as my teammate and even better as a friend. Thank you.
Also, as we've heard, Preston was a lover of basketball.
As we gather in memory of Preston Lord, I would like to share a few things about him. Preston meant so much to us as a basketball team. Coach Graham always tells us to be on somebody's side, and Preston embodied that. He was the guy who was on your side. Preston was the motivator, and he really did want the best for everyone. He was such a positive teammate. He really was a light. This light always shined through Preston with anything he did. Now, even though he's gone, his light will never burn out. It shines through me and all of you. His light will guide us to carry on Preston's legacy throughout our whole lives. Preston and I met in middle school, and from the moment we met, it was automatic. We were inseparable. We both knew we were best friends, forever and always. We shared so many moments in that spent time, forgiving each other, laughing, joking, playing basketball, listening to music in my truck when I'd have to take him home, getting our haircuts together, and so much more. Preston was a friend that was always there. Anytime the boys would want to hang out, Preston was there. He was all about spending time with us. Preston was also there emotionally. One of my most cherished moments was this year's color dance. Preston and I were both kind of in some trouble at home, and after I picked him up and we parked at the school, we never made it out of the truck. That was the deepest talk I've had with Preston. We were sharing our struggles and our lives together. I listened to him and he listened to me. Being vulnerable like that isn't something you do with everybody. This was different. I'm really gonna miss every day at school with him. But now, I realize his presence was truly a gift. These moments we shared were so precious and mean so much. I'm so grateful he was a part of my life. And just as I keep these memories very close to my heart, I encourage you to do the same and never forget his impact. Preston and my connection will never die. I hope your connection with him will never die either. Thank you. Preston Lord, I love you. Feel 5 forever.
One heart, one team, one goal, one heart, one team, one goal. PL 513, 1, 2, 3. PL 5.
Good evening. My name is Maureen. I'm the cousin of Preston. On behalf of our entire family, we would like to thank you for coming this evening. We thank you for the thoughts, the prayers, the donation, and the kindness. We would also like to thank you for loving and cherishing Preston for as long as you have known him. We thank you for being his teacher, his friend, his teammate, his buddy. Thank you to those who pushed him to make him better. And we have so much gratitude to anyone who has ever made him smile, laugh, or brought him an ounce of joy. I pray that when we see Preston again, he will be there with a sweet smile and his kind eyes, and ready to greet his family and his friends that he has been patiently waiting for. We ask you to live like Preston. Please love your families, respect and honor your parents, and cherish your siblings. Be good to each other and love each other. Life is so fragile and it can change in a moment. Be good humans. Do good in the world. Be honest and honorable and kind to everyone you encounter. The world can be cruel, but it is still beautiful, and we pray that you find light in the darkness always, and we find it for Preston. Thank you so much. May God keep you safe and bless you always.
That's so sad. Those kids getting up there and talking about him, that's just extremely, extremely hard to listen to. I mean, they're only probably 15, 16, 17. I can't wrap my head around that. There's just so much going on in this world right now. It's very sad. But that's all that I have over this case right now. I'm going to keep on it and make sure that, we follow through. And if anything were to happen, I'll make sure I come on and we'll do a live, or I'll do a pre-recorded with all updates on the case for sure. But no, I don't think they're in charge of the investigation. I don't think so. They did call in the FBI. So they called them in pretty pretty early. So I think what it is in my head, I'm thinking that they probably have a group of kids that maybe they know were involved, but maybe all of these kids go to different schools, live in different places. So that's why they brought in the FBI to kind of sort everything out, because there was kids from multiple school districts there. So it's just, it is really sad, T. Salas. It's really sad. This little boy, didn't deserve that. He should have been able to go to a Halloween party with his friends and leave in one piece and go home. And I mean, that the parent that was there was adult in the house. I just don't understand why they weren't outside. Before this fight occurred, there had to have been yelling, hollering, maybe glass being broke from bottles or something, just, noise, kids gathering. Maybe they thought in their head they were the kids, they were just leaving, but there's no excuse for that. So I will, yeah, you're welcome, Jan. So hopefully this will get out. We did get into the algorithm. So thank you guys so much for liking the video, and make sure if you haven't liked it yet to like it. That way it does spread out even more. You guys can share this to your platforms and stuff as well. Yes, Debbie, I saw that about Brian Laundrie. I can't believe, I can, but I can't. Poor Gabby. I think she was starting to know things, and she was going to leave. We all know that. And he was like, you're not going to leave me and be with anyone else. And that's a devastating part about it, is he wasn't just a talker. He actually went through with it. So I do have a poll up on my channel, and it's for tonight's case. On Mondays for the month of December, we're going to feature a missing persons case. So I was trying to think of some, kind of off the top of my head that we could cover. And if you guys can think of a different one, just vote other in the on the poll. It's under my community tab, and then put your case suggestion into the comments, because if we don't do it this week, we might do it next week. But I do have Carly Goosey up there. Is it Goosey up there? That case, I am not real, that's probably the one out of all of them that I'm not super familiar with, but I think that would be really cool to cover because I'm not super familiar with it. And then we have Michael Monkey Vaughn, Summer Wells, Kyron Horman, and then I put other. So you can put a different case that you could think of in the comments. And then if you see that case and you're like, oh, that sounds like a good one, just like the comment, and then that'll let me know. So, but thank you guys all for being here today. I'm going to go take the dogs out on a walk because they're looking at me. The gray one is anyway. So I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys all this evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.